Hey everyone, I'm Marina. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here for a shop update preview. The shop update will be this Friday, May 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at pineappleyarn.com. I will have a small but mighty shop update. I will have a couple of gradient sets as well as a kit. I'm so excited about them. They're so summery and fun, so I hope you love them as well. Before I move on to the shop update preview, I want to mention that my June pre-order clubs are nearly closed. So I have two mystery clubs, my mini mystery club as well as my fiber mystery club. Both of these have your choice of fibers or weights of yarn, and they are complete mystery colorways. I love the mini mystery club because every month I add to my granny stripe blanket, so it is a wonderful way to beef up your mini stash or to add on to a scrappy project. And you know, there's so many different subscriptions that I've done in the past that maybe I don't use the yarn or the fiber every month, and then I have a larger stash. But one great thing about the Mini Mystery Club is that you can just add on to your current project and you always use the minis. So it's really fun and just a great way to conquer a larger project or a long-term project with basically little effort from you because you just receive it in the mail every month. So it's a super fun club. And of course the fiber club I love for hand spinning, and I really wanted it to be almost a fiber study or a breed study. And so every month you have your choice of superwash merino and nylon or a mystery non-superwash fiber. And they are totally different every month, and I really love exploring new breeds. And on the front of the package I always give a little info about each breed and what it would be good used for, like different projects. So it's really fun. It's a great way to try out different breeds of wool. So those are my two mystery clubs. I also have my Sun Club, which is my bold and bright neon yarn club, and it is such a fan favorite. It is always super bold, has tons of speckles. It's a really fun colorway. And so there are different weights of yarn. I have some sock sets available as well, so you can choose how you would like your club. It's really great. It's so versatile. And then I have my Glow Club, my Yarn and Candle Club, and I do want to mention that this will be the final installment for this club. So after this month, I will no longer be carrying the Glow Club. It will be retiring. And so if you wanted to jump in on the Glow Club, this is the last month, and this month's theme is tropical heat, and this scent is amazing. I love it. It's various summery fruits with hints of paprika and applewood, and so it's just very fruity, but then it has these punches of heat, and it's just great. It's a wonderful fragrance, and yeah, it's very complex. I love it for summer as we're moving into warmer weather. So definitely check that out. You'll also have your choice of yarn base with that club as well. And one last thing, I do still have advent calendar pre-orders in the shop. This month's theme is Pineapple Coast, and it is so fun. It's very like vintage West Coast, warm, tropical colors. It's beautiful. I do have a mood board, as you can see here, so you can tell kind of what the colors are going to be. I'm so excited to dye this up. It is going to be a gradient just like I did in the previous years, so it's very fun and beautiful to craft with. I have knit mine before. I don't know if I've ever crocheted one of my advent calendars, but I've also woven my advent calendars, and they are beautiful woven. So if you have a rigid huddle loom and you want some yarn to go with it, that is also a really fun option. Okay, with all that being said, let's jump into the shop update preview. The first item I will be carrying in the shop update this Friday is a gorgeous, fun new knitting kit, and I'm calling it Flamingo Sprinkles. As you can see, this is the medium-sized project bag, and this is a typical size that I would carry in a kit, but I want you to check out all of these fun details. So we have watermelons and strawberries and flamingos and palm trees. There are so many fun, teeny tiny characters in this fabric, and I just love it. It's all against a beautiful light blue background. I have my label on it and a little pull tab, and these I finished off with this beautiful pink zipper. And as with all of my project bags, I have this gorgeous little pineapple enamel charm on the zipper. And this is really fun. Also, you can take this off and use it as a progress keeper on your knitting. But then when you open it up, oh, I just love the lining. Hopefully I can get a really good close-up. It is birthday sprinkles on a yellow background, and so it's just such a fun bag. And this one does have a box bottom on it, so what you can do is just completely open it up. One thing I like to do with my project bags is roll it down like this and use it for a cake holder. And so because this is fully interfaced, it is nice. It has a good amount of body, and you can just leave it like this, use it as a little container for a cake of yarn, and it's so fabulous for knitting. So I really love these project bags, and this size is just really, really versatile. So as far as the yarn goes, I always dye up a colorway of yarn to coordinate, and I was really inspired by all of the different little characters in here. Instead of doing a predominantly light blue skein, I really wanted to pick up on all of these warm oranges and strawberry tones. So this is the yarn that I came up with. I'm calling it Flamingo Sprinkles because that's what it is. But it is just so beautiful. It has all of these warm melon colors and guava and orange, and I love it. I added a lot of royal blue speckles that I thought really gave it some depth, and I love this skein of yarn. I thought it would be beautiful with brioche and also color work. I thought it would be really, really pretty kind of as a one color work, because these colors would shift throughout the color work. But I thought this would be beautiful paired with a neutral, like a beige or a gray. I think that this would be so pretty. You could also use sage green. I think that would be really beautiful. Of course, you can go with a really punchy neon or saturated tonal. That would be gorgeous as well. But I just thought that this would really liven up a neutral color, and there's so many patterns out there right now that are brioche or they use a neutral, and I just thought this would be really fun paired with that. This is on my Lonnie sock base, which is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It's a 100-gram skein of fingering weight yarn. So that will be included with the kit. And then I also want to show something new that I'm going to be doing with this kit. And normally this is the size of project bag that I would include. And I am going to be introducing this larger sized bag, and it is quite a bit larger. So here is my normal project bag size. It is almost twice the width. It is very deep as well, so it has a box bottom, but it's much deeper than the others. It is constructed in the exact same way. It has the cute pink zipper, it is fully lined and interfaced, and it has this super fun sprinkle lining. I hope you can see that. It's so fun, but it is just this really large size. So you have a box bottom. It's so great. It would hold a very large project. It would probably hold a sweater, definitely a shawl. It just depends how large each of those are, but it is really quite large. All the dimensions will be listed in the listings, and yeah, so if you are looking for a larger size project bag, this is just, it's so fabulous. And then the final thing that will be included in this kit is this adorable little charm or progress keeper, and I am going to flip it over so you can see it. This is an adorable little scallop shell, and my daughter made this. She has a shop on Etsy called Seabreeze Co. I'll link it below in case you're interested in checking out some of her other items, but this is just the cutest little scallop shell. It has an adorable little face on it. It has a custom mixed color of polymer clay, so it matches this kit perfectly, and it has a lever back top, and I hope you can see that. These are so fabulous for hooking onto your knitting because it's super wide. It also can be used as obviously a progress keeper, but it is great for a stitch marker because it will fit on most needles. So that is the kit that will be included this month, and I hope you really love it. I hope it inspires you to do some summery, fun, lighthearted knitting. I know that I have a couple of daughters who love this fabric, so I was really inspired by them this month. But I hope it just brings you some joy and some fun in your knitting and crafting as well. So that is the Flamingo Sprinkles knitting kit. Next up, I will be having 2 gradient sets, and I'm going to be showing these to you in DK. So the first gradient set is a beautiful blend of pinks and greens, and this was inspired by my last year's Advent set, or my Advent calendar, which was called Seabreeze, and it's a beautiful gradient set. So this will be similar, it's not exactly the same. Each gradient set will have 9 skeins for a total of, I will be putting in 18 skeins into the shop, but it goes from a really pretty light pink into gray, into a kind of a gray-green color, into this really beautiful kind of neon, I want to say it's a neon green. It's more of like a neon jade green, and then kind of transitioning into a turquoise. So this is the pinks and greens set, and it is so beautiful. Let me grab the other set and show you that one. So the next one is going to be blues and purples, and this is this one. So we start off with some turquoise going into this beautiful kind of an orchid purple, into some more pinky purples, and then we have a bit of pink at the very end. I took inspiration from my Advent calendars, and I am not going to be able to fit all this on the screen, but I want to show you really quickly, when you put these two together, first of all, they make a complete gradient. So you can, if you want, purchase both of these, and you could use both of these for a large project. And I am just going to move all this yarn so maybe I can get these on the screen. This is a lot of yarn. There we go. I think we got it all. So this is 2 gradient sets. I'm showing this in a DK weight, so it's a thicker weight. It is perfect for so many different things, but I want to talk, before I forget, I want to talk about the gradient itself. The way I dyed this is, it's like how I dye my advent calendars, where you can start in the middle, and I call it a wraparound gradient because this wraps around, from the end to the beginning again and comes around. So if I was to use both of these sets, I could basically just split these. If I wanted the purples and the pinks in the middle, I could do this and start with the blues and end with the greens, and then have all these gorgeous purples and pinks in the middle. I love creating these wraparound gradients because they are so versatile. You can create cowls or something like that that wrap around so you don't have an abrupt end to your gradient. But then also, you know, if you wanted to start with purples, all you'd have to do is shift the colors over and they all continue to match. I love this technique. I can think of so many different possibilities where you would want to use this, and it's just really, really fun, and I hope you like it too. I hope it sparks your creativity and gives you some really fun ideas. You could start with gray right here and go this way. I mean, really and truly, the possibilities are endless. So again, you will have your choice of either the pink and green gradient or the blue and purple gradient. They can be joined together, and as I've showed you, split and combined with one another, so you can create so many different projects. Of course, you can always split this up and use part of a gradient in one project and part of a gradient in another project. That is totally doable and understandable because this is a lot of yarn. You can make some really large projects with this. So now on to ideas. Here are some ideas I have that you could create with these kits. Each skein is 20 grams, and so 5 of them basically equals a skein of this size. So each of these kits includes 9 mini skeins. If you purchase both, that would be 18 mini skeins. It's a lot of yarn. I would recommend looking into, if you want a specific pattern, I would look at patterns by Amber O'Brien. She actually just used a kit very similar to this. She used my original Seabreeze mini advent calendar for the solstice wrap, which will be coming out soon. You could modify that pattern. I believe, I have not seen the actual pattern, but I believe it's just a series of simple repeats of where you use a mini skein for each repeat. And so you could modify it where it's only using 18 skeins instead of the full advent calendar, which was 24. She has several different patterns though, from year to year, that are designed to use with mini skeins, and many of them are adaptable to however many skeins you have on hand, or remnants of yarn, or whatever you prefer to use. So I would look into her patterns. Another thing that would be really fun is to take your favorite cardigan pattern, your favorite sweater pattern, and use this for a jumping point for a cardigan or sweater. You can add a tonal with this and make it into stripes, or perhaps do a tonal, do like a color block, so you do a tonal on the top and then do this beautiful fade on the bottom and maybe the sleeves as well. That would just be so, so pretty. So let me get some tonals that would look really good with this Seabreeze gradients. If you need yarn for a project, I guess I'm giving you a a note about yarn before I show you these. If you ever need yarn for a project and I don't have them in the shop on the base you need, please contact me. I have a contact button on my website, and I would be more than happy to work with you to get that specific color. I am sold out of so many different colors, but I am more than happy to either add it to my dye list or to dye a few skeins for you. It's just a matter of time for me at this point, but I am more than happy to do that if you don't see what you need in the shop. So this right here is, I think I just call this natural. Yeah, I just call it natural. It's actually undyed yarn. So as it's undyed, I mean, it would just be beautiful with each of these colors. It would look great. It's a great neutral. One thing I like to do when I weave on a rigid huddle loom, I like to use this for the warp, and then I weave with just a solid tonal colorway, like a natural colored wool yarn, and it's so beautiful. I absolutely love that. I have done that in the past, and it is so gorgeous. So natural looks super good with this. You could also add oyster. Oyster is a beautiful gray colorway. It, again, because it's a neutral tonal, it's going to really just go beautifully with this. And this is fabulous. I mean, you could also weave with this. It is so great if you might think this is a bit colorful and maybe you want to go with a neutral on part of a project. This would be really gorgeous. So this is oyster. And another neutral-ish color, this is called Dusty Sage, and it's a fairly pale gray-green, and it really just goes gorgeous with all of these shades as well. I really, really like this color because I think it pairs very well with neutrals and brights. I just really love this shade. So again, this is Dusty Sage. All right, let's move on to some punchier colors. This one is Cloud 9. Y'all know I just love Cloud 9. This is a gorgeous, clear, bright lavender shade. And as you can tell, I mean, it just really complements all of these shades in here. It is beautiful. I just love this so much. It's just beautiful. I would love to see this with stripes in some of these colors. I think it would be so, so gorgeous. It would be beautiful. You could also alternate both of these. So right now I'm knitting a sweater with natural and Cloud 9. So these two colors are on my mind, but you could actually use these tonals and mix and match some of these other colors and make a gorgeous striped project. So again, this is Cloud 9. And then let's see here. You could also go real bright green with Neon Jade. This is a very bright and bold jade tone. And I mean, this is very, very beautiful with every single one of these colors. It would be beautiful if you had a shawl and maybe you wanted to do a gradient at the beginning with some of these minis, and then if it had lace at the bottom or around the border, you could do lace in a tonal. That would be gorgeous. So this is Neon Jade. And I wouldn't be me if I didn't also throw Princess in the mix here. So Princess is a gorgeous neon pink, and it is very, very bold. So as you can tell, these are very similar, but this is lighter. So this really would pop against all of these colors, but it also coordinates very, very well. It would just be a gorgeous, summery, tropical feel with Princess in it. I think it would be so beautiful. So Princess also would just be a gorgeous addition to these mini skeins. Now I think I have gone over basically all of my ideas, but there's so many other ideas out there that I'm sure I haven't even touched. I mean, you could do gorgeous granny squares with these. That would be an awesome crochet project. You could do a granny stripe project. That would also be gorgeous. You basically use them in any project because the colors are already set up for you. So if you like faded projects or you like those gradients, this really takes the guesswork out of what colors go with which, because this is already set up. So again, the gradients will come in 2 sets. This is my pink and green collection, and then this is my blues and purples collection, and you can mix and match them. Of course, you can use 1 set at a time, and they will be available both on a DK weight as well as a fingering weight. I have one more item that I will be stocking in the shop this month, and I'm so excited about this. I hope y'all are too, but I decided to start carrying soak wool wash in the shop, and I will see how it goes, but I really like soak wool wash, and I just think it comes in so many different fun scents, and it is so great for your knits and for your wool projects. So I will be carrying the smaller 3-ounce bottle as well as the larger 12-ounce bottle. They come in a variety of scents, which I will mention right now. I will also be carrying it in the scentless version. So if you need a wool wash and you are sensitive to scents, I will also be carrying that as well. But these are so great and they go so far. So basically, this large bottle is 75 washes. This small bottle is 18 washes, which is just amazing. I mean, a little bit really does go a long way. And what you do is you just take a teaspoon. I mean, the smallest amount, a teaspoon in a basically like a sink full of water, and let your item soak for 15 minutes, and then you can roll it in between a towel or gently wring it. It does not need to be rinsed or anything. It's so fabulous. So the scents I will be carrying in the shop are scentless. This is their scentless version. This one is lacy, celebration, yuzu, fig, and pineapple grove. So I will have all of these scents in the shop on Friday, and I hope that you give them a try if you're in the market for a great wool wash. These are just really fun and fabulous, and I'm happy to be carrying them in the shop now for you and all of your gorgeous projects. I really enjoy these. These are very, very high quality, and I thought it would be fun to carry some wool wash in the shop. So I hope that you give it a try, see if you enjoy it, and we'll see how that goes. So both of those sizes also will be carried in all of the scents as well. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you tuning in to hear me chat about yarn and project bags and wool wash and all of these things. If you liked this shop update, I would love if you'd give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in the shop at pineappleyarn.com this Friday, May 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. and I'll be here with all of these beautiful items. I hope you're enjoying all of your crafting and getting tons of crafting time, and I will see you here on the channel later in a few days with what I've been working on this week, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!